Right.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. We are back together again to discuss, of course. Oh my goodness,
Oh,
where to begin? It's just absolute loony bin of the loony bin of the loony bin. But of course, to my side here, we have Lady G looking very chic in a sort of lovely tailored little jacket that she's
I
got on. And
love the jacket.
oh, indeed, it's lovely. And the compliments were flying backwards and forwards backstage, folks. Diagonally to my side here, of course, we have Sheila looking very poetic in in white today with some kind of flowers, I think, on there.
Yes.
Ah,
And you've got
very,
that
very
beautiful backdrop.
Yeah, she matches
indeed.
her backdrop.
I've always got the bar in the back. I should be paid sponsorship from Bombay Gin. I'm just,
Lena's got, yeah, Lena, we know where to lean. When we go to Australia, we know where we're going.
I know where you're going. I don't even drink gin, but I keep it for the kiddies.
All right.
But
Oh,
the colour.
I
love
love
the
I love a
colour
little
of
bit of
Bombay
gin.
gin.
I definitely love a bit of gin. And of course, down under, we have Lena. And of course, Lena, as you know, we are reaching what is that dreaded time of year for us, isn't it? As the clocks change, yeah. As the
Oh, it
clocks
gets
go
worse and
forward,
worse.
it gets worse for Lena. Because she's just like, oh shit, I've got to be up at 9. But 6 months on, 6 months off, isn't
Yes,
it?
that's how it is.
That's how
We must have
it
been
is.
doing this for a few years now, team.
Yeah, we have. I mean, I've finally, at last, I've learned to kind of look ahead. But, each year it varies a little bit, because with America, it's the last Sunday of blah, blah, blah. So sometimes you get caught out. But I think we've got better at that now. All right.
Yeah.
So we've got questions galore in for tonight. And I've gone through and I've had a look. It will be mainly one card pulls, unless we really feel drawn to do a full card pull. And there are a lot of questions, and I just tried to get a good amount of variety in there.
Yes.
And one or two bits of levity in there as well. And we're actually going to start out with something. I had no clue about this, and I'm going to share my screen with you guys just to read the quote from the BBC. So this is a real thing, folks. All right, so this came in from Nick Minks, and it's basically about some French local elections. And when she wrote it out, I thought she was actually joking, and then I realized, oh my god, it is real. Okay, listen to this. So she says, Hitler faces Zelensky as French town's election contest goes viral. She says, actual names of candidates. Do cards show who may win? So let me just share my screen with you.
Yeah, sure.
And I was just like, no, this cannot be. So look at this, guys. You can't make this up. Oh, let me know if you can see the screen. Can you see the screen, folks? As you can see,
no.
Hitler faces Zelensky as French town's election contest goes viral. I mean, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. From Hugh Schofield, and this is from 8 hours ago. And it says here, a small French town has won instant internet fame because its mayor running for re-election in Sunday's municipal election goes by the name of Hitler. And he says, not just that, one of his two opponents is called Zelensky. And he says, it has gone completely crazy, lamented Charles Hitler, mayor of Arcis-sur-Aube, a population of 2,785, when contacted by the BBC. He said, all my life I've had the occasional joke about my name. Sometimes people drew moustaches on my election posters, but it was never a big deal. But now it's out of control, he says. I've seen online articles saying 37% of the people of Arcis are Hitlerites. My wife is in tears.
Oh, no, no.
Oh my God, so it says French social media has been inundated with humorous posts about the battle between the late German dictator Adolf Hitler and Ukraine's modern day Volodymyr Zelensky. Hitler says the attention is getting too much. Bless. So I will stop the share. I thought we
And
would
I
just.
would suggest sometimes there's an argument for changing your name.
You would think. You would think. It's just like, come on. All right, so.
But I think in Europe, it's actually much harder to change your name. Like in Italy, I know it's very hard.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. So let's do a one card pull. Let's do a one card pull. And let's see who's going to win. Yeah, Hitler or Zelensky? I thought we had, because it's so grim, we had to just start.
Yes, it had to have a bit of light.
A bit of levity. So who's going to win? Hitler or Zelensky?
And Hitler is the incumbent, no?
Is the incumbent, yeah. And one of his opponents is called Zelensky, but but it's still Zelensky. All right, so we'll do the usual. We'll go clockwise, of course. One card pull, starting with Lady G, and we will progress through. All right, who will win? Hitler, incumbent or challenger?
Oh, hi to Ren in the comments. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. That's deep Australian code. Okay.
Indeed. All right, are we ready? All right, after 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so Lady G, you're going first. What card do you have?
Well, I think Hitler is going to win because he's the top card, and I kept the bottom of the deck for Zelensky. Zelensky got the moon. Hitler got the votes in hand. So I would have to say Hitler.
All right.
Right. How bizarre.
I should put another card myself, actually, because it is a yes or a no, isn't it? All right, let's.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm doing that too because I have.
In fact, yeah, I'm gonna do that. That makes sense, Lady G. In fact, I'm gonna pull again. All right. So Hitler. I can't believe this is so bonkers. Okay, Hitler.
It just sounds so strange to say it.
I know the universe is just. All right, so okay, I've got my piles. All right, Sheila, what do you have?
Well, my first card was denial. I reshuffled and I have commitment and journal.
Oh, but who's who? Which one's Hitler? Which one's Zelensky?
So the first one I drew would be the incumbent, which would be commitment, long term. Right. And the other one I got journal, like he's gonna write about it. He's going, it's gonna be a big story of some sort. But the first one I got was commitment. So whoever the incumbent is, long term. So that's what I got. The other one was denial, and I couldn't figure out how I was gonna place that. There was,
no, maybe not as positive, yeah. So it looks like it might be favoring Hitler on that one. Lena, what do you have?
Well, we have the 6 of Wands, the victory card, but who for? I would lean with the incumbent because that's usually what happens, particularly in small places. But my second card was the hangman. So I think Zelensky has to wait for the next election for his turn.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. And my cards are quite interesting. So I pulled for Hitler, and if we look, it just sounds so wrong.
I know, it's hard to say.
It just sounds so wrong, but this is real, folks. You saw the article. So he gets the 6 of Pentacles, which is like the wealthy merchant helping the poor. So what this says to me is he might have a more established relationship with the electorate, and is probably seen as quite a good man, quite a nice guy who helps out the villagers. Because I mean, it's only 2,700 or whatever of them.
Yeah.
And then the other card here, though. Now this is interesting because.
Oh, we've got a freeze.
Yeah, he's frozen here.
Looking to heaven.
Oh, that was
You're
a bit
back.
funny. That's funny, yeah. So this talks about things speeding up. So it could be maybe the incumbent wins, but he's challenged by the youth who might kind of catch up at the last second. Or maybe this is just talking about the sheer intensity and attention, because after all, the 8 of Wands does talk about messages, emails. This could be like the barrage that he's feeling, but I feel like the incumbent might be okay. But, you know, we'll never know.
Yes. Just before our next question, in the comments here, shout out to Venezuela defeating the country that invaded you in the World Baseball Classic. They won 3-2. Venezuela against US. Wow.
How interesting. How interesting. Oh, that's good. That's good. And I mean, the world is just so bizarro at the moment. Do you know what I mean? I just think we are living in very, very surreal and odd times. All right. So let's get on to the next question. So this time, Sheila, you'll be going first on this one. We'll do another 1-card pull, but again, this one's straight into seriousness on this one. So this is Nick Minks again. And she says the king is due to take a visit, to make a state visit to the US next month. Oh my God! Can we just stop giving Duck Orange any kind of credibility that he doesn't deserve? But anyway, ridiculous. Of course, it's now returning the favor because the UK did, of course, give Trump the honor of 2 state visits.
Yes, that's enough.
Which is unprecedented, but anyway, for the same president, from what I understand. Anyway, the king is due to make a state visit to the US next month. Will this still happen? But if it does, could the regime plot a false flag attack to try and draw the UK into the Iran situation? Ooh. So basically, is there a potential for false flag attack? Let's put it like that. And Sheila, you're going first.
So sorry, it's nothing to do with Charles. It's
what she's saying is, because the eyes of the world will be, Charles will be there. She's saying, could that be an opportunity to create a false flag event, some kind of drama, to draw the UK into the war with Iran? Because obviously no one wants to join the war with Iran party, and of course Duck Orange is flapping. So quite a dark question, but interesting.
oh, should he go?
1-card pull.
1-card pull.
Don't want to do all
1-card
that.
pull.
King Charles, false flag event, false flag.
Last, okay.
All right. So after 3, 1, 2, 3. Sheila, what card do you have? What's that? Oh, your sound. We can't hear you.
I got gossip. The reason why you can't hear me is I looked it up. Everybody was in here saying I thought it was canceled. And I went ahead and fact checked that. And there's nothing verified that the king did cancel. So I'm kind of curious as the 2 information that's coming up. But I got gossip. Maybe the cancellation is gossip. You know what I mean? And gossip also means, the two people are gossiping about something. So maybe Trump and him are gossiping, so there's some sort of gossip, some sort of rumor going around about the whole situation.
So yeah.
To be honest with you, I kind of feel like he still plans on, and like the king for some reason thinks that he sees Trump as power, and this is weird. Is this true? That's the kind of feeling I
don't know.
But anyway, that gossip. So maybe there's some
Palace intrigue. Well, I accidentally pulled 2 cards. I thought I'd just got the Wheel of Fortune, which was interesting enough in terms of this question, will it actually happen or not? But also got the Ace of Swords here. So he might be legally stopped by his people on some level at the last minute. It's not actually that safe. So I'm thinking there might be a legal objection to the crown, that's him. Might not happen.
Interesting.
Might not happen.
Well, I just thought I've got the Hangman, which talks about a situation being in limbo, or obviously, like if with Lena's interpretation, that can be the willing sacrifice. But I think this is really talking about seeing things from a different perspective. So I think people are discouraging. I think it looks like to me it's still going ahead, and I'm going to share an article as well. Looks like it's still going ahead, but I think people are just concerned about how it looks. It just looks really bad from this new perspective with this Iran war. Do you see what I mean? Which is highly illegal. Lady G?
Well, I got the 10 of Pentacles, and of course it looks like it's in the castle, etc. But underneath of it, the 9 of Swords, and this one looks pretty devastating, the nightmare of it. So there's going to be a lot of pushback against him coming. So they may indeed cancel it at the last minute, because maybe intel and stuff coming in that, this could create a big nightmare if he goes.
And there's nothing to be gained.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I mean, Trump is
not as though Trump's going to suddenly say, "Oh, I've been really out of control for 78 years, and now I'm going to be a world leader." I mean, it's not.
Well, we also have King, just his brother, and the charges, and Trump, and his. How does the king come where he's punishing his own brother, but yet glorifies Trump? It's just weird.
Yeah, well, he's got a problem with the son as well, who's been cast out of the royal nest, and his brother, who's a global scandal. I mean, why would you want to highlight these connections?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's very interesting. And I'm just going to do a quick share here so you can see one of these. So I just did a quick Google. And if we look here, can you see the pages here? So top story. So King Charles still plans to visit the US despite Trump's criticism of the UK. So this is up to 5 hours ago. King Charles visit in question as Trump berates UK over war position. So King will still visit US despite tensions. So let's click on this. I know it's the Times, but let's just see if I'm even gonna. Am I even gonna be able to read this? Oh, bollocks! 1 minute. Never mind.
There we are.
I think we've pretty much answered the question there. So it looks like it's still going ahead, but there is discomfort, and of course it's really not in the best taste. And ladies, you make very valid points. There's all sorts of contradictions. They obviously still. Why global leaders still feel the need to humor Trump, I have no idea. The guy is,
step away.
Yeah, he's demented. Just step back, just say, just pull a sickie.
Here we go. It says the palace has just released a statement, and the visit is not confirmed at this point. That's from the palace. I don't think it'll happen in a month from now. No, it's too soon.
Well, if they've got any sense, cancel it. Royal household, if you're listening, cancel it.
And save the taxpayers in 2 countries enough money to house the homeless. Just stop it.
Yeah, I think global leaders just need to stop humoring Trump. Stop it. The guy is a rampant war criminal, nut bag, which everyone can see. But anyway, moving on. All right, so Lena, you'll be going first on this one.
Oh.
So this is coming, because it's question 3, yeah. So this is coming from Jerry Geld. So she says, "Hello, lovely luminaries. I just saw a podcast which indicated that the number of US military requests for conscientious objection has increased by 1,000%, which will prevent deployment for those who filed. Do the cards show if this will be a growing trend and hence hinder US military action? So will more soldiers conscientiously object?" I thought that was a great question.
Yeah.
And you're going first, Lena.
Oh, will there be more conscientious objection? Will there be more? I was just watching a podcast last night. He's called Large Man Abroad. I don't know if people know him.
Oh, yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Ex-Marine. And he was saying, in the context of everything that's happening, this might happen.
All right. So let's go for it. After 3. 1, 2, 3. So, Lena, what's your card and how do you interpret yours?
Okay. So this is the Russian deck. So this figure is just hovering here on the edge of a precipice, being blinded by the sun. And as Large Man was saying, many join the military because they come from either out and out poverty or want to make their lives better, and that's why they commit. And now they're having second thoughts. Are you going to leave me abandoned in the desert, is the question. So my answer would be, I think we may see more of this.
All right. Thank you so much. I've got the 4 of Cups. And in a way, I suppose it's probably a bit more straightforward and quite literal, my one, is that this is the card of pondering, assessing one's choices and not really liking the options on the table, which I think exemplifies the quandary that many people feel, because like Lena was saying, and I'm sure Lady G and Sheila both are very much connected with armed forces, and you guys really are kind of sort of like the experts when it comes to this one, so I really want to hear your feedback as always. But look, this is the card of pondering, not liking the choices that are available. I think a lot feel torn. Obviously, if you know that your body, you're going to be risking your life and your body for your country, you want to know that the war that you're fighting is just and legal in some kind of way, and that you have the support of your nation. Many of these people, particularly even if they come from, say, maybe more MAGA type family backgrounds, MAGA at the moment is also becoming increasingly disillusioned and disgusted with Trump. Many people are worried, and this is not liking the options on the table. However, there is a cup coming out of the sky which can show that the person can take the option that may not be obvious. And this could be the sense of maybe I don't go at all, but it's difficult for them. Lady G?
Well, I got the card of the Emperor. So with this, I think it's a double-edged sword. The ones that are absolute Trumpites, okay, in Trump derangement syndrome, will volunteer to go, but those other ones will be taking charge of their own destiny and say, no.
Yes, and I think I'd like to know what you... Sorry, Sheila, you go first, and then I'll put my 2 cents in.
Okay. Well, I got the 4 of Swords. I think I tapped into another perspective. It takes between 20 to 50 years for our current soldiers to recover from what happened for a 20-year war in Iraq, okay? We haven't even recovered from all of that, financially, mentally, all of it. So here's that perspective as well. And I do have a feeling that that's what their angle is like, we don't want this. We don't want to do this again. We don't want our families to go through this again. And I just kind of have that feeling of like, I'll just leave the military before I go, or something along that lines. But we also, this card kind of represents the people that we're going to lose if this, I mean, they have a big conversation going on right now between everybody. And unfortunately, for those career soldiers in there, they're at a dilemma. What do? They plan to be there all the time, pretty much, you know?
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think it's the hardest possible situation is serving in a war that's radically unpopular, that has to do your head in, you know, because that's what happened in Vietnam. It went from not questioning and allegedly being there to do this and that. And it was so tough because the anti-war movement, which could also grow out of this, was so loud then, understandably. But here are serving members who are stuck in this hell. You know, it's really, really hard.
Yeah. And also as well, the way things are set up, you have to obey that commander-in-chief. And what's that old saying or something like, what is it? Old men chatter while young men die, something like that. So it's like the old men are the ones who send off these young people to war, and they're like, I just think the whole thing is diabolical, and the world is reaching the point where it's already happening of mass non-cooperation with this regime. What to me, and this is my little sixpence worth, Trump is so clearly and obviously corrupt, criminal, and deranged, yet the charade still continues, which lets us know the ones that really are in control are not the politicians at all. This is a coup by the rich and the powerful to dictate global policy. And I think the whole world is just pushing back on this. I hope every soldier conscientiously objects. And then what? You can't make them go. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Shoot them? No. So it's like, oh, it's madness, isn't it? It's absolute madness. All right, are we ready?
Go ahead.
Go on, Bibi.
So I picked one from the Tarot Noir deck. And I thought he ran all the way with the suitcase.
Yeah.
So they're going to take off if they can. They're going to get out of here and just go,
Yes. And a lot of them are Hispanic and black as well. So the black ones have been taken out of the historical imagery, and everyone would be impacted by ICE out of the Hispanic soldiers. What war are they fighting? You know, they'd have to be asking themselves.
Oh, yeah. It's insanity. It's absolute insanity. All right. Are we ready for the next question? All right. Now this is an interesting one. I touched on this a little bit in my show on Monday, and I pulled some cards. I'm actually going to be doing an astrology video on this because there's some evidence, more esoteric evidence, shall we say. But anyway, so this is coming from Cheryl Renee. Let me know your thoughts. One card pull again. She says, love and light to you, Hoagie, and your vivacious vixens of vision. She says, that's a great one, isn't it? Vivacious vixens of vision. Could you please ask the cards if Trump or Putin has had anything to do with Bibi's, which is Netanyahu's, disappearance? Iran would be the perfect false flag. So let's just lay a bit of groundwork. Yeah, let's lay a bit of groundwork to put a bit of context. It is alleged, it is said that Benjamin Netanyahu, the Iranians claim that they have essentially been able to kill Benjamin Netanyahu, or at least severely injure him. This happened around about the 15th, around about the basically 5 days ago or so. So between the 11th, maybe the 15th of March. But he has not been seen in a public official capacity, i.e. in front of mainstream cameras, standing up. However, there was a video of him published recently in a coffee shop. Now, I've looked at very closely at this video. I think it's AI, but I'm not just the only one who thinks it's AI. Many people think that this is AI. When you study it closely, there are subtle anomalies that don't fit. Even Grok, with lobotomized Grok, which obviously Elon lobotomizes Grok regularly to try and get it to lie. Grok said this is a deep fake and is using AI that is not yet published. When you look at the video, when you see Bibi sipping from the cup doesn't go down. The pocket looks weird. The lighting temperature is not right. I was just applying my artistic eye. But the biggest giveaway is that when you zoom in, people zoomed in on the till that was being shown in the video. And the date of the till said 2024. We are in 2026, as we all know. And what is alleged and what the Iranians said they have done, now we know there's been a blanket cover. You cannot, official news cannot show the devastation in Tel Aviv, in Ireland. You're not allowed to show it. However, if you watch alternative media, you can see. And I saw the Iranians bomb the hell out of Tel Aviv. And I also saw that they hit Bibi's underground bunker. Also, as well, what has happened is that his son, who constantly posts on social media, either himself or this, that, and the other, what have you, has gone completely silent for the last 5 days.
Yes, that's interesting.
Nothing. I then also looked at some astrology, and I also pulled some cards on it. And to me, it looks like he may be gone. So let's just pull. Let's still keep an open mind, because he could end up walking down a red carpet, being greeted by whoever, and then we'll have to like eat humble pie. But let's just pull some cards on this. One card pull, which is, and again, so could you please ask if Trump and Putin had anything to do with Bibi's disappearance? So
Trump,
is he alive or dead, basically? And I think it's me going first this time. All right, Bibi. And if I get the same card that I did last time, which was the Four of Swords, or we get something like the Death card or the Tower, then that will just confirm it. And by the way, guys, I'm going to do a video on this because I've looked at Bibi's chart and Trump's chart, and I think I have the answer. It's sitting there in plain sight as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, Bibi, dead or alive? All right, this one. All right, after three. One. Oh yeah, sure. 1, 2, 3. Ah! 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 Oh, right.
Okay.
I don't think we need to say anything based on this. Okay, look, guys, for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, for entertainment purposes only. Confluence of cards is not necessarily proof, but my God, I think my card is pretty self-explanatory. Ten of Swords. Based on the reading that I did for him on Monday, where everyone saw I read it, and also looking at the astrology, and it's, to me, this is confirmed again. I think he is no more. Lady G?
Well, I got the card of the 8 of Discs. Now, in this waiting to hatch something and its prudence, they're being prudent in what they're putting out. Underneath of it all are the actions in hand. So they just don't want to put out too much now. They're waiting to see what they can hatch, what they can put in before they announce what's going on.
What they can cook up, with the AI. Yeah. Sheila.
Well, one of my cards, I don't know, fell out, and then I pulled another one. I'm like, okay, both of you get to play. So I have the 3 of Swords. Yeah, I have the 3 of Swords and then Death. You know, I did a remote view on this in my last video, and I did feel like he was like on the verge of death. And I have a feeling that he got so hurt. And I do kind of feel at this point, especially after our money guy got called out of a who is it that was doing an interview?
Scott Bessent.
Yes, he got called out. He was gone for an hour and a half. He come back and he was just like,
yes,
saying weird stuff. I mean, stranger than normal kind of stuff with a stoic. And it just kind of felt as an empath watching that and getting his imprint. It was like he just learned that this guy is gone and what they're going to do, because they have to figure out, because and I'm in 30 seconds. In my remote view, the remote view was that the America is clamped on and they can't get out of this problem. They're welded in there. So if Bibi's gone, that means Trump is left holding the bag. And what does he do then? So that's all I got.
Lena.
Yes, well, walking away, crossing the river, which might be the river Styx.
Yeah, I was just going to say the river Styx.
Crossing the Rubicon or crossing something big. So it's more a question now of where to from here with leadership. And we don't want to fall into that trap, oh, great, the big bad guy's gone, what next? Because there are some heavy hawks in there, the ones signing the bombs to Gaza and, stuff. So there's a split in the Israeli high-level politics between those who are pushing on bombing Lebanon, and those who want to see Israel go in a different direction. But I think it's the end of his era, his reign and his power, regardless. Like, he might have had a stroke. He might have been injured in a strike. He might be clinically dead, but he's not in a normal situation.
Yeah. And one thing that I didn't say on my Monday show, and which I want to say now, and I think I've got the astrological evidence for it. And what I said on my Monday show, I said, if Bibi is gone, there's going to be a certain person, believe it or not, who's going to be very, very happy. And that person, I believe, is Duck L'Orange. You know why? Because even though it's a hot mess, it means his jailer is no more. Think about it.
Yeah.
But it also leads to a lot of very complicated stuff, because if Bibi is gone, this war is an absolute total lame duck. And how on earth do you extricate yourself out of this situation when one of the main instigators is dead? And how do you justify global instability and all of this stuff when it's already over? We'll have to see.
And what I've been feeling for a while now is once one of them goes, it'll be like dominoes, whether that's Trump, Putin. It's like they've karmically come in together doing their various things to wake us up, and they're connected. There's a web that connects them.
Yeah. And when you see the astrology, it's incredible. Sorry, go on, Sheila.
Yeah, I have one more thought process. Is Trump is actually, trying to find somebody to help him in this, but why isn't Bibi? We haven't heard, like, Israel is not looking for other help, but Trump is. It kind of gives me an idea that he knows he's in it alone. He needs another partner.
Yeah, I think he's good.
Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, I think you remember how I've been saying, guys, because obviously, and I have to try and hold back. And this is, why I do things like on my own show, because obviously I want to respect everyone's opinions here. But you guys will remember me saying, I said, we are going to see things that we have never, ever seen before. We are in unprecedented times. The astrology is extraordinary, and you would not believe. That's why I'm going to make a video on it. I've done Trump's chart overlaid with Bibi's chart. You would not believe some of the connections there. And I can just see the hold that this man has had. So even though, in a way, have you noticed how much more casual Trump has been? Even just from he's rambling incessantly, of course. But I think on one level, if this is the case that Bibi is no more, on one level, he's like, oh, shit, we're in this. How do I get out of this and try and save face? But when I tune in with his energy, I also get a huge sense of relief on the point of Duck Orange, because Bibi has been one of his main jailers, the one that has been able to lead him the strong. You can literally see it in the astrology, but I will just leave that for another video and let's move on. Honestly, it's when you look at the astrology, it's like, oh my God. All right. Are we ready for the next question?
Yes.
All right, here we go. So this is coming from Denise Ferguson, and now this is interesting, and this is back on the I'll just read it out anyway. So this is said, Trump just issued an executive order targeting the Department of Veteran Affairs to identify benefit programs vulnerable to fraud. So we know what that means, yeah?
Yeah, just cutting.
J.D. Vance will chair the task force who will identify problems before funds are disbursed. That wording is important, she says. The US military was deployed to an unprovoked war and morale is low. Why is Trump doing this now? He's destabilized our economy, our government, and NATO relationships. Is he now trying to somehow destabilize our military? Yeah. So that is it being question number 5. So Lady G, you're first again, and we'll go background as usual.
Okay, so can we just distill the question?
Yeah, because it is quite a long one. So I'll read it again. So Trump has just issued an executive order targeting the Department of Veteran Affairs, so the VA, to identify benefits programs vulnerable to fraud. So they're looking to make cuts. J.D. Vance will chair the task force who will identify problems before funds are dispersed. That wording is important. The US military has deployed an unprovoked war. Why is Trump doing this now? So what is the goal? Why is Trump doing this now? I think it's to cut it because they don't want to help veterans, but then that seems completely intuitive, doesn't it? When you're sending people to war.
I just want to say, somebody was just saying the VA has already questioned her on her pension from her husband, who was 100% service connected, if she's remarried.
Ooh.
Now, Australia did the same after the Second World War. If your husband just died in the war or after the war, the wives got the pension, but you couldn't divorce. Then you lost the pension.
Wow. Okay. So maybe they're looking to kind of disenfranchise, ladies that are widowers, which wouldn't surprise me at all. Let's see what comes out in the cards. All right.
I'm a widower. That would affect me.
Yeah.
You're joking. Wow.
I'm not joking. Yeah. I literally get from survivor benefits. That would affect me.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So this is a very, very pertinent reading then, isn't it?
And that was the first thing I thought when you started talking, was like there. Anyways, let's go.
Wow. Okay, let me just pull a card. My goodness. Shit really gets real, doesn't it? All right, after 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
Well, I got the card of justice. So in this case, this is injustice. We're going to be having to look for justice. I think they're going to be filing a lot of lawsuits when it comes to this with what he's doing. It's not going to happen easily, executive order or no.
Yes.
Wow. Sheila, how do you interpret your card?
Well, I got the Six of Cups, ironically. Ironically, the Six of Cups is charity, kindness, right? What do they, I mean, where at do they give a lot of money to? The widow, to the children. It's out of kindness. You know why this all started is because the Vietnam War, where none of the families were taken care of. None of the soldiers were taken care of monetary. So they switched it all around to where all of the, widows and stuff like that for life will get this, that, and the other. And so I think a lot of this stems from that Trump and JD Vance, and they have literally pillaged and stole from our treasury so dang much that they have to go into the nooks and the crannies of this country to find more money to fund their BS. And this is one area that I kind of worried about from the get-go was what they can do is like, it's just fraud. There's so many widows out there that are not using it the right way. So I just kind of felt that, and this is just one sector of that. They have children that they're on the money. There's just so much out there that people really just kind of forget about. I have a kind of pillage.
Yeah.
Lena, how do you interpret your card?
Okay, I think this is locking people out of the system, locking people out of what they're entitled to, shutting them out of the things they lured people with in the first place, that it's a chance to get skills, education, and healthcare was the deal, and now people are being locked out from that.
Yeah.
Gosh, these people, they are so diabolical, aren't they?
Aren't they hideous?
Absolute psychopaths, which the whole world can see. So I've got the Hermit card here. They are literally rummaging around, getting the lamplight, looking to see where they can potentially, get funds, etc. This is all in the backdrop, by the way, when... Isn't it the case that the Pentagon has failed its last 8 audits or something like that, and hundreds of billions have been vanishing? Yet what they do is they're like, oh, I know, let's go after the widows and their families. They're low-hanging fruit. We can save some money that way. These people are despotic psychopaths, and this is why I'm saying global leaders need to just stop showing up. You don't owe Trump anything. He's pathetic. He is deranged. Nothing that he says is worth anything, or this administration. All agreements are written on toilet paper. He'll say yes today, no tomorrow. They just want to screw absolutely everyone. And there just needs to be a mass global legitimization. This ridiculousness, because they're just filled with cruelty and hate, and they just want to disenfranchise. They are just literally rooting around for money. So I'm sorry to hear that, Sheila, and I hope that they don't attack your widow benefits that you're entitled to.
Yeah, I think it's a long haul. I really think that he'll die before all that happens. I really do. I mean, that is one place that will just...
And I think what's been shocking to watch inside and outside the US is the deterioration of respect for veterans. That first Doge action, 88,000 vets, they went for the jugular, and that was a moment the GOP had to stand up. They could have done it. Again, it was like the John McCain thing nearly 10 years earlier. There are certain windows that they keep missing.
Yeah. And I'm just going to bring some people in here. So VA benefits are different from Social Security benefits. Yeah. Indeed, they are, but they are part of the social contract, because that was the condition upon laying down your life, which of course is supposed to be the ultimate sacrifice. That was to kind of try and at least, counterbalance that, and it's just ridiculous that they're doing what they're doing. Barb Will says King Charles cancels his trip to the US, right? No, it's not officially cancelled yet. Let's just say there's a question mark over it.
You get a note off to your king. All right, get a note off to your king and tell him.
I would say, look, if he wants to know, if he wants the rest of his reign to go well, he probably should come to me for a consultation.
Oh, he absolutely should.
Mind you,
and I don't think he's a foreigner to astrology.
Oh, he's not. He's not. He's not. I've had so many dreams, but a few months ago, I had King Charles came to me in the gym, and that's precisely what we spoke about. We spoke about astrology, karma. He's a very learned person, not perfect. Obviously, got his own skeletons in the closet, but more good than bad. Anyway, Joanne says, I'll be praying for all affected. I'm so sorry, Sheila. So, and then someone says here, mad as hell, Hoagie, I've been saying this from the get-go. Yeah, which could be obviously applying to Trump and all of this kind of stuff. I think people have new. Yeah, what is it called? And then Salome says, I think people have. What is that? Niall figured this out, Hoagie. No point dealing with the aura.
I think
figured what out?
I've now figured it out. I think it was just a misprint.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. People may have now figured it out, but you still have to live through this, guys. So it's not like, oh, we've all figured it out. The ding dong, the witch is dead. No, you still have to deal with it. We've got to figure out beyond.
Yeah, but here's one thing they do to us is to place fear into us on a constant basis. While we are stressed, while we are feared, and we're trying to concentrate on taking care of our families and our children, then they're not going to concentrate on them.
Mm-hmm.
We have to start feeling, that fear. That's what it's like this they've done it the whole time. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And then someone's saying here, no respect for military. Someone else has added here. And so someone's saying here, Multi saying, so sorry to hear about that, Sheila, praying for you. And then someone has added here, Megan has said they are going after small businesses for COVID loans too. Do you see?
They always punch down, always punch down. So some little hairdresser who couldn't open for 2 years now gets punished because they got some sort of payment. And yet the big guys cream it in.
They're just evil. They're just evil. I just think they're just evil, and it's going to take a mass rebellion from the US people, which I think is happening. Remember, I said Jupiter becomes exalted on the 1st of June, 2026. When Jupiter was exalted, that was also the French Revolution. We're going back into that configuration. I think people have just reaching their absolute breaking point now, and I think people are just gonna absolutely let rip. It's just bonkers, isn't it? Let's do a one card pull, and let's see if we can squeeze in a couple more before we go. So this is coming from Trina, and she says, will felon Trump and any of his crooked psychopaths who have siphoned funds to the Middle East as part of their escape plan discover that they are not able to go there and that their money has gone? So let's do a one card pull. Let's do a one card pull on that. And I mean, I just think the whole thing is bonkers, because you got Trump siphoning off the money from Venezuela, which he's putting into a bank account into Qatar. But the Middle East is on fire. So even if you do want to escape, what you're going to do, escape into the cauldron? None of it. It's just bonkers.
I know. And look at Qatar that, gave him the $1 billion plane and all of that stuff. And now they're getting bombed. So he's failed his part of the bargain.
Yeah.
None of them in the War Department, and it sure is a War Department now, nothing to do with defense. No one saw that Iran would attack all the Gulf states in this way.
Yeah. As if
so
closing
their little runaway retreats.
Yeah. It's bonkers. I think they're just completely insane. So who's going first this time? It's
Sheila.
I don't remember.
all right, Sheila.
Is it me?
So Sheila, yeah. So this is: will Trump and his cronies have anywhere to escape to, particularly if the money runs out? So after 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Oh.
Boats.
I literally got the 6 of Swords. So
Yeah.
moving
So
on.
Lena.
We both okay, yeah. So apparently he has been thinking about moving from turbulence to the calm, the long journey. He has that on his mind. Of course, you know, Anna's out. I don't know where he could go. But he is thinking about leaving. He's like, how do I get to safety of something? But go ahead, Lena. I don't know where he could go.
Yeah. And where is safe now? Just since this war started, that's chopped off all the Middle Eastern options where he could be surrounded by gold and affluence like he could only dream about, and etc. He can't go to Latin America, he can't go to Central America, and he sure as hell now can't go to Europe. So the world has shrunk so much in the last 2 weeks. He might have to go on one of those, one of those permanent cruises, and he could be in a special fitted cabin. And he could just sail around
the world. I think that's brilliant.
I think it's an option. I think it should be on the table.
Oh, indeed. And it's so funny that the two of you got the the 6 of Swords
and boats with people in stress too. You know, it's not
Exactly. And I think, maybe Trump could be put on one of those kind of cruises that never ends, just all on his own, and then accidentally the boat sinks out in the mid-Atlantic. Do you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Because as you guys know, I've been positing and saying, look, I think Trump is going to make a run for it and escape. And then when I saw what he's doing in the Middle East, I'm like, dude, you are ruining your own escape plan, you absolute muppet. Anyway. So if we look here, not that I'm worried for him and his escape plan, but that was one of his options, which was a bona fide opportunity. Anyway, we look here, we got the Queen of Cups. And of course, as Lady G would say, what is in the cup of abominations? This is very much to do secret plans, plans within plans. I do believe he knows the midterms are an absolute disaster. It's going to be Armageddon, whichever way it comes. He has to have some kind of secret plans. I do believe that Trump is going to announce a victory, which is an end to the war. And there's some secret negotiations going where they're going to be able to end it, because if there's one thing these people care about, it's money. And Iran knows this, and closing off the Straits of Hormuz, which was an obvious one and which they've done very effectively, except for China and their allies. This is a chokehold from which the global economy cannot recover. This war will end, and I think it's going to end sometime in April. I can't see it dragging on much longer. Anyway, Lady G?
Well, what I got was the 3 of discs. So what they've been trying to build, but underneath of it, we have light on it, so it's known. And then the next card under that is judgment. So I think his funds are going to be taken. Yeah.
Interesting.
All the funds were from the oil that he stole from Venezuela that he put in Qatar. So I think it's going to be snip, snip.
Oh, and you've just reminded me, we'll squeeze one more in with a bit more levity. And you guys know I've been saying as well, K2 is going through sidereal Leo. Yeah, snip, snip. Do you remember I said leaders will fall, prominent people in power? Yeah. Yes. Look what's happened with Andy Mountbatten, formerly known as Prince. Many CEOs around the world, not that it's being shown in the United States, have also lost their positions because of the Epstein files, and now possibly even maybe one of the Lords of Darkness himself, Bibi, may no longer be here for entertainment purposes only. So we'll have to see. Let's end on a bit of levity. Well, I think it could be levity. Let's see. Again. Yeah. Comparatively, she says, "Hello, Hogarth and lovely ladies. Will Melania Trump have to sit for a deposition in the Michael Wolff lawsuit?"
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I thought we'll squeeze in a bit of Shakespeare as well. So, Lena, you're going first on this one. One card full.
Will she have to sit for a deposition?
Will the Queen of Ice? Will the Queen of Ice, not as in ice, you know, she's ice-hearted. Will she? Will Miss Milano Blahnik, Miss Fashionista, Miss Lampshade?
I don't care, do you?
Let's see. Will she have to sit for a deposition? We'll get Shakespeare in as well. We've not done Shakespeare.
Shakespeare on Melania. Delicious.
Yes. Can't wait for that.
All right. All right. After 3, Lena going first. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, hold on, just bring it closer. Yeah. This is the Russian deck. She's going to say, "No, I've got nothing to wear."
Look at the card. It's literally fashion.
Look at the card. I wanted to come to the deposition, but, you know, the frock wasn't ready. Or some rubbish. She's going to come up with some rubbish to avoid it. Oh, whoops, I've got a cold and my leg fell off, you know. Like.
I find that so funny. The fact that it's literally, of all the cards in the deck, she's like, "I've got nothing to wear. I have nothing to wear. Nothing to wear." Yeah. Crazy. Absolutely bonkers. Thanks, Sheila. I mean, Lena, that's absolutely bang on. My card here, I've got the Knight of Swords. So I think from this standpoint, I'm thinking Melania's like, you know what? The best form of defense is attack. Yeah. So she's going to do some kind of countermeasure, again, some kind of BS to get herself out of it, because she knows she doesn't stand a cat's hell chance of winning. Lady G?
Yeah.
Well, I pulled a couple cards. So the first card I got is the card of control. You can see they're just like, you know. And then on the Dark Noir, she's got no man of her own.
And go Michael Wolff for doing this too, just to keep all the balls in the air.
Absolutely. Keep her honest. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? And Sheila, what card do you have? And then we'll do a bit of Shakespeare.
All right. So I too also, because I got the strength card, and I'm like, what does the strength really mean? This is kind of bizarre. But do you know, if you look right underneath there, it says subdue your inner demons, right? And I thought, do they have the strength to this? Does she have the strength to subdue her demons? I'm not sure, because the second card that came out was the devil.
The devil. She's finished.
Exactly. So I don't think she had. It's like the strength. Do I have the strength to control myself when I'm going in? No, I don't think she does. I think this is what shows up in every portrait she does.
Yeah.
She's stalked by the devil. What that means is she goes up against Wolff, and it was a huge act of hubris anyway, which she thought was strong. Absolutely. And Wolff has just called her bluff and been like, "Biatch, I have the receipts. Come on. I'll see you in court. I have the receipts. Let's do the full discovery, disclosure, dirty laundry." Oh dear, it's all over. All right, whose turn is it to call on Shakespeare? He went last time.
Lena.
I think it's Lena. I think it's you, Lena. All right, you know the routine.
On Melania, yeah.
What the bard has to say about Melania.
Stop.
Oh. All right, let's stop there. Oh, look, it's fallen right between the page where it says intellect and speech. So let's just see what it says here. Oh, let's do it again, because the way it fell, it
Okay.
fell right between. 1 minute. Oh, the dogs are agreeing that Melania is.
Oh, it's the grand dog, the Papillon. Highly strung. She's a failed pageant dog.
Oh, bless. All right.
Ready, stop.
It's gone back to the same page. Oh, let me just go one back. How strange. Oh, okay. So this is what it says. This is from Othello. It says, mark the fleers, jibes, and notable scorns that dwell in every region of her face. Yeah, I'm swapping her for his, but this pertains to her. So look, this is quite cryptic, but it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Mark the fleers, jibes, and notable scorns that dwell in every region of her face. So it's like she's just going to do her scorn, and I'm saying nothing, you know, if she's even going to do it. She's treating it with scorn. She's treating it with scorn.
Yeah.
I don't think.
What was the other one, since it fell between two? What was on the other side? Curious.
On the other side, the next page of the other side, because it fell back to the middle again, it said, hide not thy poison with such sugared words.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm. And that's from Henry VI, part 2. So it's like she's scornful. She's run her mouth a little bit. She's got herself in a pickle, and she's trying to figure out how on earth she's going to get out of it. But
yeah, and Michael Wolff's lawyers are going to really enjoy, I think, this process.
Oh yeah, she'll be finished. She'll be absolutely finished. So folks, I hope that we've given you, even amidst this intense, strange, bizarre, absurd, and wicked and weird times that we're in, we hope that we've been able to give you some entertainment. It's over 3,000 of you joined us tonight, this evening, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for your questions. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share, hype, all of that stuff. Subscribe to the ladies as well if you've not done so already. Thank you for anyone that may have donated, etc., all of that stuff. Sheila, honestly, thoughts and prayers, of course, with you. Let's hope that they do not do some of these things, because we wouldn't want your life and income to be impacted by this. And it shows, folks, doesn't it? This is real life, isn't it? I didn't think we will be reading on something that would be so pertinent to your lived experience. Yes. And that always brings it home, doesn't it? So I hope it's going to work out. But I think, like you say, Sheila, but just give us some last little words on that. If they do this, what do you think will happen? And will this just be Armageddon that will be unleashed in America?
I do believe that. I mean, because that'd be like the worst of the worst things that they could do is cut off widows and their families and the ability to take care of their children. I would probably survive more than most of them would, just saying. But there are some widows out there that have just got brand new babies or who need this money, who need help. I mean, their husband just literally gave their life for your country. I think they deserve that extra income that they just lost because you sent them to war. I think that would literally just put everybody into a real huge tailspin.
And
it should. And it should. And MAGA is falling apart, by the way,
they
guys. All the influencers are now fighting each other, or they are absolutely calling out Trump. You remember I said illusions and delusions will be destroyed, and it will reach the stage where not even Fox News will be able to lie about anymore. Once this 1st of June comes, but towards the end of May in particular, And 1st of June, when Jupiter becomes exalted, it's going to be excruciating for Trump. This, like, I don't see the war going beyond April because I just don't think he's not.
No, the world
it's not viable. The world is, like I said, the world is going to end this, but the consequences for Trump and his regime are going to be absolutely massive. So I don't see the wheels staying on the bus for much longer. So, but buckle up, folks. Big change is coming. A revolution is coming, and the French Revolution is here, but just flipped the other way, and the whole world is changing. So hold on, everyone, and hopefully, you know, we'll all come out the other side. I'll leave it there, folks. We will be back next week. I can't remember who is.
Lots of love. I think I'm off next week.
Oh, okay. And I just wanted to say thank you to all the donors, the donations that
Thank you.
Quite a few today.
Thank you. I can't see. Oh, I don't know. I need to check this. What day is it today? Wait a minute. I didn't update my.
Today's the 18th, and next week is going to be the 25th.
Yeah, the 25th.
The day after.
Looking like here, I've got Sheila as off, but you did an extra one on, didn't you?
Yeah, we swapped.
Yeah, so that's it. We'll swap it round. So Sheila's on, you're off,
Sheila's
Lena,
on, I'm
and
off.
it's going to be Dave Moonride. All right, folks, we're going to leave it there. Yeah, Dave Moonride. Catch you soon.
Guys, lots of love.
Big love, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now. Cheers.